Hello, everyone, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the As Seen on TV podcast for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 9, After. I'm your host, Dom, and with me I have my two co-hosts, Clio Moto.
Hello!
And Omikins. Wait, what are you reading? Zen of Zombie. Are you a mime now?
A mime?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, well, you weren't talking.
Because I was reading.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
Duh. Dom. You can't talk when you read. Everybody knows that.
I can talk and read at the same time.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Prove
I can. Don't open. Dead inside. See, I just read the door behind me. Without even turning around to look at it. That's how good I am.
Oh my god.
I'm such a
You
pro
are a
reader.
sorcerer.
I am. It must be the eyes in the back of my head.
You're being a motherfucking sorcerer.
So, it has been a good 2 months since we've last seen an episode of The Walking Dead. We were going to do a recap show, and then we decided it wasn't worth the time to do it. Because not a whole lot happened. I mean, some stuff happened, but not a whole lot to, like, sit here and talk for, like, a full episode. So, basically what went down, they welcomed a whole bunch of new people into the prison. They adapted a little bit. They all got sick. The governor came, blew up the prison, and it's gone. There's your summary.
And so is the governor.
Yes, the governor's gone, Herschel's gone, we lost some good people.
Oh, Herschel.
Yeah.
But, so let me just ask you guys real quick, what was your guys' favorite moment up to this point before this episode? What was your favorite moment of this season?
I don't fucking know.
I'll tell you my favorite moment. My favorite moment was when they were looking for supplies and Bob Backwards, the alcoholic, was in there and he pulled the shelf and the whole shelf fell down, and then they had that like crazy action scene that was so different than anything we've ever seen on The Walking Dead, and the way that whole thing was shot. I really, really liked it because it's not something that we've even seen again later this season. It was just like, It was a one-time thing. It just really stood out to me, and that whole scene right there was probably my favorite moment.
And that's probably my least favorite moment.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Why is it your least favorite?
I don't know if you remember, but when we did that episode, I was just very mad about it because it was very, very un-Walking Dead.
Why do you think it was my favorite?
They pulled a total Hollywood for that scene, and I didn't like that.
I know, but why do you think it was my favorite?
Why do I think it's your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Because
you made such a big deal about it.
Oh, yeah. And you wonder why I say mean things to you.
It's all with love.
I know.
And pudding.
And I mean, I hate to say this is my favorite moment, but I loved when Beth kept trying to give Judith to Michonne, and Michonne just got very emotional over Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a really good scene. Umi, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was the moments where there were no zombies.
Ooh, yeah, you are petrified of zombies, aren't you?
I hate zombies.
And the worst part about the show is you'll forget it's about zombies, and then, there's a horde of zombies.
Yeah, and then, oh my god, they're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. My real favorite moment, not the fake one that I made up to get Clio mad, was Bear Trap Zombie.
Bear Trap Zombie! Yes!
100% bear. That's not even a joke.
That was entertaining.
It's not even a joke. That's like
Zombie's
hands
coming
down
back,
my
guys.
favorite scene.
Bear Trap Zombie 2014.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really did like the action scene, but Bear Trap Zombie was my all-time favorite. Least favorite moment, my least favorite moment would have to be... I probably should have thought this one out before asking it. But
Yeah, right?
I'm going to have to say the Governor episode.
Oh God, you know what? I blocked that out of my mind. Because me and John sat there watching that episode just like, holy shit, why won't you end?
Yeah, I mean, it was alright.
I think I actually
There
didn't
was-
watch that episode for that very reason.
There were some
those
redeeming parts
three-
of the episode, but overall the episode felt a little slow and out of place, but it kind of was a little necessary for what they were doing with the episode prior to this, with the big setup for the war at the prison, because they want to make you think that he can be saved, make you think it could be redeemed, so almost like it's gonna switch and go a different way than what you expected, and then it just cuts right back to the way you had always imagined it. So
it didn't work though, because he's still lying to these people. He's still, in that episode he didn't do quite so many terrible things, but he's still lying to them. How am I supposed to think that he's going to change if he's still lying? I never believed that he was going to change.
yeah, I mean, I felt like he could pull it off for a little while, but I didn't think it was going to be something that would last very long, but I also didn't expect him to just tragically die so fast.
Tragically.
Tragically.
That wasn't tragic.
That was tragic.
That
the
was well
governor's death
deserved.
is not tragic.
That was
I am
deserved death.
I'm one of those people that root for the villains. So
And look, there's nothing wrong with rooting for villains. I do it sometimes too, but I just never liked the governor at all.
you have no idea how upset I was when Scar died in The Lion King.
Oh.
Spoilers, by the way. Sorry.
You've never seen The Lion King.
That was so tragic.
No.
All those hyenas just I can't even talk about it. It gets me right in the feels.
Mm-hmm.
So now going into this episode, right? The prison's lost. It's blown apart. Right? What were you guys expecting going into this episode? Before you even saw anything, what were your expectations of this episode?
I was actually expecting to see more people from the party, but we only saw two groups split up after the prison.
Right.
I just expected to see more.
Michonne, Carl, that's all we saw in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very Carl Michonne-centric episode. It opened up Michonne, she's still hanging around the prison. We got to see Herschel again. We got to see his head like a dead guppy gasping for air on the ground.
Nope.
And no? We didn't see that? I saw that.
We did.
And then we get to see the governor's dead body there, who unfortunately was not zombified. But we knew that because he was stabbed through the head. Yeah. Why do you guys think Michonne was hanging around the prison?
She probably went back to see if anyone was still there.
Yeah.
I mean, at that moment, I don't think it was very long after all that shit went down. So she was probably just searching the area for people.
Yeah, I mean, the buildings, and there's still smoke coming off of the rubble, so to me it almost seemed like it was the same day still.
Immediate, yeah.
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 So, we don't really know. We still got no confirmation on Judith, but what do you guys think? Is Judith alive or is Judith dead?
It depends on what actually happened. 'Cause
we don't know. We don't know exactly what happened around Judith when all this stuff went down. So she could have been saved by one of the party members, by one of the governor's men, she could have been eaten. She didn't get up and crawl away, that's for sure. She couldn't even crawl at that point, but I mean, there are multiple possibilities.
Yeah.
There's a chance. There's a chance that she's alive.
Yes, there definitely is.
Because the little girls who were supposed to be watching her, they went, they left her. It seems they left her alone. They could have just taken her out of the carrier. I mean.
Yeah, we saw blood in the carrier, but that doesn't mean it wasn't the blood for the person who could have removed her.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't see any rubble in the immediate area of the carrier. We didn't see, I don't know.
Guts.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. It was just
Parts.
straight blood. So
Yeah.
I don't think it was, because there would be something left over if the walker like teared it apart. And
don't even mention that. Ugh.
yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't think Judith is dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
It's gonna depend on what we see next episode.
right,
Because we're gonna get the rest of the party members.
right. I'm just glad we didn't see a little Judith Walker crawling after Michonne.
Yes.
That would have been
Because
tragic.
Michonne probably would have lost it.
Yeah, she definitely would have lost it. But Michonne... What?
I don't even want to imagine Michonne losing it after seeing a child walker like that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. We haven't seen anything quite like that. We've seen little kid walkers, but very few. But Michonne, she kind of kicked back into her survival instincts back from when we saw her in the finale from season 2. But why do you guys think she chose 2 of the governor's men to be her pets this time around? Last time they were one was her brother, one was her lover.
Yep.
Yeah.
This time it was 2 of the governor's men. What was the significance behind that?
It was
just to be a bitch. Just to be a bitch.
I honestly didn't realize they were the governor's men. I just thought they were 2 zombies that she lured, and was able to hack up.
Yeah, I actually didn't pick that up myself. It wasn't until I watched The Talking Dead when they mentioned it.
Yeah.
And
did they say that it had significance, or
no? It just was a poke in the ribs.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you guys had any insight on why she may have chosen it, and Umi says not to be a bitch, so...
I think it could have just been they were the ones who followed her first.
Yeah.
That would make sense, like, first glance at it, yeah.
Yeah. So this was also a very Carl-centric episode. And it almost seemed like I have walkers upstairs. It almost seemed like Carl and Rick switch roles to a degree. The only slight difference here is Carl was just being a little brat the whole fucking episode.
He was being a teenager.
He was being cocky.
He was being cocky.
He went and mentioned Shane to Rick. Like,
yeah. Remember him?
Can you be a bigger, like, little shit? A bigger little shit. That's a oxymoron right there.
It is, yes.
Can you be a bigger little shit? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd be Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the giraffe from Toys R Us.
Not Jeffrey. Joffrey.
Oh. I've heard it both ways.
Okay.
What are you, Sean?
I've been watching a little too much Psych lately.
Never a bad thing.
No, it's not. So, I don't know, he was acting like this whole episode that he didn't need Rick. He wasn't listening to anything Rick was saying. Rick's like, don't waste your bullets. And then we see he gets attacked later, and he just fires like 2 shots randomly into the air, like not even anywhere near the zombie.
Yeah.
It's just like, boom, boom. It's like, what?
He was just in like a bunch of kitchens. He couldn't have grabbed a couple knives. He had no melee weapons.
I know. But were you guys waiting for like that moment? Like, it just seemed like it came a little too late for me. But like, he fired the 3 that piled up on top of him. Then he fired one, or he fired one. It started off in the Joe and Joe Jr.'s barbecue place.
Yeah.
So he wasted 1 there. Then he fired 3 at the walkers outside that piled on top of him. Then he wasted like 4 rounds on that one upstairs. I was waiting for, before he even got a single shot off at it, I was waiting for it to like be out of ammo. Like, when he needed it, it was there. Instead of firing 2 off into the air, 1 grazing the side of him, and then having it being out of ammo, I would have rather just saw him aim for it, pull the trigger, and be no bullets. Because the one that he wasted in the bar, I think that would have been a little more significant to me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how many bullets those clips can hold, and there was time between, so he could have reloaded.
Right. I don't know. It just seemed like they took a lot of time to get around to that point when they could have done it a lot sooner. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they could have, but I think he had to get through the 3 walkers, get really cocky, and then get put in a tougher situation, and then still get cocky.
Yeah, I could see that. I was expecting it like during the pile of walkers, and then it didn't happen there, so I was expecting it during the next one, and then like 3 more bullets go off, and I'm like, this is ridiculous at this point. I don't even care if he's out of ammo anymore. And then sure enough, there it came, and I was just like, I don't care.
But he lost a shoe. That's so
did.
traumatic.
He
my
did
God,
lose
he lost
his
his
shoe.
shoe.
Fuck.
But the zombie didn't get him.
No,
He
I
got
his
my
shoe.
shoe, but he
Got the
didn't
shoe.
get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Such an ass.
I know, like, what a little shit. Biggest little shit ever. So, then he's going through the kitchen, and he gets pudding.
Yeah, it's
Pudding.
What was it, like 112 ounces of pudding?
yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking pudding.
And he
And he
ate
ate
it
it
all.
He did! I mean, like, I guess he doesn't eat a whole lot to begin with. So, when you
Yeah.
have that opportunity, he's rebelling against his father, whatever, and I guess rebels without a cause just devour pudding all day, right?
Yes.
Could you imagine, though, the kind of tummy ache he got after eating all that pudding? I mean, not used to eating that much, and then it's all sugar.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he probably destroyed that bathroom. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but that was a whole fuckload of pudding.
It was.
So, something that our website TV Captive does is every month we have a T-shirt that we have up, and for this month we have this lovely "Pudding is Awesome" T-shirt. So if
I
you
love
you
it.
think pudding is awesome,
Love it.
grab it. It needs to have a pre-order of 10 shirts before it goes into production. If it does not make the goal within 3 weeks from today, then it does not get put out. So
So
reserve
order
it.
that shit
Reserve
up.
it now.
Yeah.
Word.
Link will be in the description below, and you can also find it on our website, tvcaptive.com.
Is that in the Walking Dead font?
It is,
Very good. I
Put-
approve.
because pudding is awesome.
I approve.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was also kind of a Michonne-centric episode, as Umi pointed out. I thought what we were seeing was a flashback. Did you guys get that impression when we were first watching it?
Very
It-
first.
At the
it
very
did.
first, it did, and then it evolved. It actually it didn't evolve. It actually eroded into
Yeah.
a like real time dream, basically.
It as soon as her knife turned into the katana, I knew she was dreaming.
I
Yeah.
started
There's-
cracking up when she slid it into the
Yeah.
kitchen
Yeah,
set.
that was funny.
put it-
Mhm.
But
Put in the knife set,
it's-
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's obviously that those conversations happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a flashback because we're seeing things that probably did happen.
Yeah,
it's also
something
a
something
dream.
they were discussing on The Talking Dead was that the it kind of represented how in the normal society, normal world, her lover and her brother were very prominent, and they were kind of like these leader type people, and Michonne was a regular kind of housewife type thing. And then as she started getting better with the sword and something she was more comfortable with, she kind of climbed to the top of the priority list on like survivability, and they were dropping, and it was kind of like a shift in power there, and they felt worthless. And I definitely got that vibe off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do we know exactly what happened to them?
No.
No, they were. I mean, they were turned into pets.
Yeah,
She
they
probably
obviously turned into zombies, but
Yeah.
just because the way some things that the her lover was saying made it seem like he committed suicide, and that maybe he also killed the baby also.
Could
I don't
be.
know. That's just what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong, but that's
Yeah.
just the vibe I got from what he was saying about what kind of life is this.
Yeah, very well
Me,
could have been
my
that
son.
way. I totally could see it going that way, and as we know that it was an
Also-
airborne virus, so if he just like hung himself or something, then he was still going to turn into a zombie. So
Yeah. Also, I want to point out that actor who played Michonne's lover was also in Leverage, and he's like one of my favorite actors.
nice.
I love him. When I saw it, I just went, Hardison! Ah!
Uthgrad in chat said that Bear Trap Zombie got him. That's what happened to them.
Right. It's very possible.
Bear Trap Zombie is omnipresent.
Yes. It's confirmed by Uthgrad, therefore it is canon. Because everything out of Uthgrad's mouth is canon.
Mm-hmm.
Including Harry Potter jokes. So...
Don't bring that up.
So, do you think Michonne would have snapped if she didn't see her Walker clone?
No.
Yes.
Like, she would have snapped emotionally and, like, almost broke down, like, completely. Or she would have just stayed in her comfort zone and was, like, super killer. Because at that point, after she saw her parent trap zombie,
Why do you have to bring Lindsay Lohan into this?
because she looked like shit. Anyways, yeah, once she killed the zombie and she killed all those other zombies is when she actually decided and she started, becoming more emotional, and she actually turned back and she started following the footsteps instead of going away from them.
Yeah. I see that scene in a different way. I think, yes, she sees this zombie and it looks like her, but I think she's seeing, because she's walking with the zombies, she's blending in, she's doing what she did, after she lost her family, but she's also remembering how comfortable she got at the prison, because I remember we mentioned a lot of times that she had put up walls to deal with everything in her mind, and how being at the prison, being comfortable and having a home broke down those walls. So now she has not had time to build those walls again.
Yeah.
And she wants to be with people. She doesn't want to be alone. I think she snaps because she realizes she can't run away again.
Right. It's kind of like her factory default settings. And she just like chops these people's arms off, rips their jaws out, and becomes like a zombie whisperer, basically.
That's horrible.
What else can you... She's a zombie whisperer.
She's more like a zombie assassin.
Well,
she blends in.
So a zombie ninja.
What?
Zombie ninja?
Zombie ninja, yeah. Acceptable.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because as many people know, not everybody, I guess, ninjas didn't always dress in black. Most of the time they dressed in normal clothing to blend in with their surroundings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see Michonne being more of a zombie ninja. I don't know, like, that whole thing, like, I don't understand how the zombies don't realize that she's not a zombie.
Yeah, because, you would think it has to do with smell and stuff. Like, they would be able to smell that she's still living.
I don't know. I think after walking around without bathing for a while, I wouldn't smell very living either.
That's true.
But apparently she has a steady supply of razors because she's able to keep like her armpits and everything well groomed. So
she had laser hair removal before the zombie apocalypse. So she's good.
Got it. In her dream flashback thing, she seemed pretty well off, so it makes sense that she'd have laser freaking hair removal.
She was super posh.
She was.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing I could think of to describe her. I was like, oh my god, Michonne was posh.
She was.
So, what Spice Girls would the other girls on the show be? Which one's Baby Spice?
Beth.
Beth, yeah,
Beth is
totally
baby.
Beth.
No. I had a huge crush on Baby Spice, and that's just wrong now.
Well, it was probably wrong then too, so.
Not when I was that age.
You weren't that age.
Oh God, what's her fucking name? Hey,
Scary? Who's Scary Spice?
Michonne.
You just said she was
Michonne,
posh.
She's posh and scary.
She's
Oh.
posh and scary.
Okay.
Her old version, her pre-zombie version is posh, and her post-zombie is scary.
So
Yeah.
what
She's
about
both.
Carol? Which Spice Girl's Carol?
Ginger.
No, she's like Baby Spice's grandma or something.
Oh.
She is not that old, guys. She's really not that old.
Carol's at least 96 years old.
At least.
At minimum 96. Not a day under.
All right.
She could be dating Stan Lee right now.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so after Carl goes through this whole thing of you're nothing, I could live without you, I don't need you, fuck this, fuck that. Basically, he just turned into like some, I don't even know. I can't even think of a good. What's that Limp Bizkit song where every other word is fuck? He's been hanging out with Fred Durst too much. Like, where did his mouth get on Carl? But after all this, and he's telling Rick that he didn't need him. Then all of a sudden, Rick starts like crawling from the couch after not being awake for like a day straight. And Carl thinks he turned into a walker at that point. Did you guys think he turned into a walker?
No.
No, because I was like, it would be. I kind of wanted him to have been dead. But
it would have been such nice symmetry from the governor.
Like, huh?
It would have been nice symmetry to the governor, because Rick and the governor were like the yin and the yang, you know. Yeah. So like now one's dead, and it would have been nice if the other one just kind of fell shortly after, just for the symmetry of it all. I knew he wasn't going to.
Story-wise, Carl's not ready.
No.
I do predict, like, I see it that Rick might bite it in the next season or two. But Carl's not ready, because the next main character is going to be Carl, and Carl's not ready yet because he's a cocky little prick.
Yeah. So, like, as soon as his father looks like he's a walker and he's stretching out to him, Carl's just like, I was wrong, I need you, I give up, and he like dropped the gun and he like turned his neck like, go ahead, bite me, take me, I don't even want to live anymore.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. All of a sudden this guy's got balls the size of grapefruits, and then he's just like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
Well, he's... Sorry, Omiko.
I wouldn't want to be alone either.
Yeah.
That's
I could
pretty...
kind of see that.
Pretty tough situation to be in.
But he seemed like he was loving it. He's sitting on the roof eating pudding.
He's
on the roof eating pudding. Pudding is awesome.
This whole episode is not only Carl, but also Rick. They're both dealing with the fact they just lost Judith. That's what's with the erratic behavior. That's why.
Not only did they just lose Judith, they lost everyone.
They lost their new family.
They might not be dead, but they've lost everyone.
Yeah. No, but I understand that, but it's more specifically Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Michonne ends up finding the house. She sees the pudding.
Yeah.
Outside the house. And then she goes and looks through the window and she sees Rick and Carl in there, and she pretty much has an emotional breakdown right then and there.
She's just so happy it's them.
Like, this is the most emotion we've seen out of Michonne in a long time.
Yeah.
It may be the most emotion we've seen out of her at all.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a little emotion from her here and there, but that seems like the most. And then she knocks on the door. Rick looks through the peek hole, and he just starts laughing, and he goes, "It's for you!" Why do you think he said that to Carl?
Because
I think she's
Michonne...
got the shoe.
No, Michonne and Carl, they had some sort of connection while being in the prison. I mean, Michonne, when she'd go out and get supplies, she would bring him back. She actually did things for Carl when she was out. So she's kind of like a mother thing going on there.
Yeah. But I think it's she's got it. That specific comment had to come from something. I think she's either holding the empty can of pudding or she's got his shoe.
She didn't seem like she had either when she walked up to the door. I think that's just wishful thinking at this point. What do you guys think of the...
I'm probably taking it too literal.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the possibility that Rick and Michonne might hook up soon?
I don't know.
I wanted Michonne to hook up with Daryl. I wanted Carol to hook up with Daryl.
Don't remind me.
I don't know. I want Daryl to get some ass. That's all I want.
Daryl deserves to get some ass.
Daryl deserves some ass.
He does. Maybe him and Beth will hook up.
Oh god.
No! Stop it! No! It's baby.
Baby Spice.
Baby.
So yeah, next week we have the episode is called Inmates, and our synopsis reads: in the quest for stability and safety, the group faces many obstacles. That is our entire synopsis. So it's not very it's not very revealing. But if you did see the previews for next week, we know that Daryl and Beth are together. We know that Maggie and Glenn are together, but something happened, and it looks like the bus that they were on is turned over, and Glenn is laying on top of the bus. That's what it looked like to me.
The way that the episode before this one ended, Glenn left on the bus and Maggie was not on the bus. So I think Maggie's gonna have to find Glenn before that scene can happen. Right,
but it looks like the bus is on its side, so something happened to the bus. It looks like it tipped over, got into an accident, something. We don't know what happened. What do you guys think may have happened to the bus?
Crashed.
And just they lost control. There were zombies all over the place.
You don't think it had something to do with like some of the governor's leftover men or anything like that?
I think after they saw the governor get get stabbed in the head, they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Everybody for themselves.
I mean, that is kind of how it happened.
Yeah.
Like, everyone sort of scattered.
Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think some of the other characters are actually up to in this parallel timeline here?
They're all just trying to survive. Every last one of them.
Do you think they're looking for the group? Do you think they're trying to meet up somewhere? Or do you think they're just trying to survive off on their own and that's all they're concerned with?
I think they're starting the timeline immediately after all that shit went down. So I think that they are just, getting out of the area of danger zone.
Yeah, they're dealing with the chaos and they're trying to clean up the pieces and keep themselves safe at the moment.
Yeah. Danger zone. What out of the group of people, who do you think is most likely to be ready to give in?
To give in?
Just be like, fuck it all. They're done. They're home. The prison is destroyed. They have to rebuild their lives. They have to find. Maybe they don't want to do that.
I mean,
I don't know.
They're just ready to throw in the towel.
I don't think any of the main characters are going to be like that.
I think a couple of them might, but pardon me, I do not remember their names because, I don't.
It's okay. Who do you think?
Bob Backwards?
Bob, but...
Bob Backwards should shoot himself.
Wow.
Tyrese? No,
I'm
Tyrese.
sorry. That was mean.
I don't remember what their names are. I'm sorry, but
Tyrese?
yeah, and is the gal.
Gal.
The gal.
His sister?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't
His sister
remember.
Sasha. I don't think it's going to be Tyrese because Tyrese is right now with the two little girls, and I think Tyrese is going to keep going for the two little girls.
Right.
Because that's the giant teddy bear. I don't think he's going to leave them alone.
I'd like to see something happen between Daryl and Beth. I'd like to see them split up at some point. I'd like to see Beth stay strong, but I'd like to see Daryl have a weak moment for once. I'd really just like to see him hit rock bottom. We haven't seen that aspect of his character yet, and I think it's time that we see a little bit of character development on his part and see the opposite end of the spectrum, because he puts on a front in front of everybody. He acts tough, but it would be nice to see him have some kind of weakness while he's by himself.
Yeah, and that makes sense because
I think he'd less likely to have one of those situations by himself and more likely to be weak, have a weak moment when it's like Beth or somebody like that.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, and he was most attached. He was very attached to the camp and to everybody, and that's going to hit him especially hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like Big Brother.
Yep. So we're season 9. The Walking Dead usually goes to what, 12 episodes ish?
Yeah. 16.
16. I'm gonna actually look it up right now. I should have been looking this up before the show started.
Walking Dead's usually pretty good at splitting the seasons evenly, so I would guess that it's going to go to 16.
It's going to go 16. March 30th is our last episode. So we are exactly at the halfway mark right now.
Yeah.
Episode 8, I guess, was the halfway, so we're one episode over the halfway mark. So this season's wrapping up. We have, 7 episodes left?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how this season is necessarily going to end. Like, do you think the whole rest of the season is going to be them trying to re-find each other? And
I mean,
no.
There might be some stragglers come to the end, but I think a good amount of them will come back together somehow, some way. They'll just get lucky.
Do you think they're going to try to, like, form a community in, like, the neighborhood like Rick is currently living in? And each, like, kind of like a Woodbury without walls and stuff?
I don't know.
Or do you think they're going to go on the move and keep looking for somewhere more fortified, kind of like the prison? Or do you think they're going to find a boat somewhere and live out on the seas? Like, what do you think they're going to be up to? That's what I would do, by the way. I'd find, like, a cruise ship. And
you were not the only one.
I would sail it out into the ocean, and that's where I'd live.
You're not the only one who has that zombie plan.
Excellent.
I think, didn't you want it to be like, it live in like Walmart or Target at one point?
Well, I was saying realistic, like if a zombie outbreak was to
okay.
happen in my neighborhood right now, and I had to choose where you go down the street to right by the highway, there's a Walmart that has like a whole full grocery store, everything, section in it. And it's got, all the other shit that you need, clothes and yada yada. And then next to that is a Lowe's. So I would literally break through the window on Lowe's and break through the windows or the door, I should say, the front door on Walmart. And then I'd bring all the supplies from Lowe's and board the place shut from the inside of Walmart and live in there as long as I could until all my supplies were exhausted, and then worry about trying to find somewhere else. That's just what I would do, because that seems like the safest place to me. And you want food, you want water, and there's a whole lot of it there. So.
There's a whole lot of it.
I think that it's going to depend on whether the group is... I'm totally ignoring what you said, by the way.
I know.
It's going to depend on how big the group is when they finally get together, and who's the leader. Because even if Rick gets better, it doesn't mean that he'll take charge again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Michonne's more leader material than the rest of them. Maybe Daryl.
Yeah. So the other kind of news that's been going on, I think we mentioned it briefly last episode, was there's going to be a Walking Dead spin-off next year. It's going to follow a completely different group of survivors. It's going to be in the same universe, obviously. Does not necessarily mean it's going to be in the same town or areas or anything like that. It could be completely different side of the globe or something. I personally would like to be in the same general area. Because I would love to see different things like... I'd like to see whatever group of survivors they're following. I'd like to see them stumble upon the prison, maybe just for an episode, and just like go through and get supplies out of there. And like you see all the destruction. You see, maybe see the governor's corpse rotting on the ground again. Maybe see Herschel's head again. Just like little like nods to the other series that may not be completely important, or even like have them stumble across the village that Rick and Carl are in, and have them scout to the house and see what Carl just wrote on the door. Right? They don't need any explanation behind it, but just to see something like that would be really cool for a tie-in. I would love to see that.
That would be okay, but the thing about The Walking Dead is that we have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world.
Right.
And if this spinoff took place in some other part of the globe, then we would have a better understanding of what's happening to the world and not just to these people. And yeah, Walking Dead is more about people though, so I don't know. So it could go either way.
I guess what I'm getting at is whatever way they decide to go with it, there's a lot of room for potential. I would not be disappointed with it one way or the other. Each has so much that they could do with it. Like I would like it to be within the general area just for the tie-in alone. That they have so much potential to do, but I would also like to see, like, I don't know, California or something, see what's going on the West Coast.
No. See, have they started recording yet? Have they started?
No.
They need to go to, like, say where I was from, in Canada, and be like, let's put some zombies there and see how they survive.
Well, I think...
How the zombies survive or how the people survive?
Not how the zombies survive, because the climate would kick their ass. The people would have to do nothing.
Well, I was always told to blame Canada, so what if the twist is the zombie outbreak started in Canada?
Okay.
It's all Canada's fault.
Freaking Canada.
Yeah. I don't know. Where would you guys prefer to see it?
Japan.
I don't know, because I like the possibility for somebody finding the door that Carl wrote on, but I also want to know what's going on in the rest of this universe.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. Whatever they do would probably be fine by me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'd be happy either way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. You guys got anything else?
Not really.
Not really.
Other than I was really creeped out when they brought out Herschel's head on The Talking Dead.
The Talking Dead, that was amazing. Yeah. They had Herschel's head there. They had it hooked up the wire and everything. They had the remote control stick. The mouth was opening and it was just really creepy. Ugh. And then they tried feeding it chocolate pudding.
They did. I was like, oh god, I'm never eating pudding ever again.
Not eating pudding ever again? Why not?
It's horrible.
It's horrible? Well, because you like pudding so much, you can get one of our awesome Pudding is Awesome t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sales.
Yeah. Yes. Clio, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Clio Moto on social medias like Twitter and Pinterest and things. And you can find me on Twitch at the Clio Moto.
Where you like to hit the reset button while playing Ocarina of Time.
No, I unplugged the game. I tripped over the cord and unplugged the GameCube. That's what happened.
Yeah. That was very entertaining to watch. And then she's like, I don't even want to do it again, so I believe Mike was playing through.
Well, no, I would have done it again, but Mike wanted to play. I'm completely professional.
100%. So. It was very
If you
fun.
want to see the embodiment of professionalism, come follow me on Twitch.
It's a very fun stream. That was your first stream, I believe.
Thank you for watching, guys. That was because it was mostly people from ASO. So
yeah. Omikins, where can the people find you and your love for chocolate pudding?
They can find me on Twitter, which is right there, at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And you can find me right down there at Phenomenon, Phenomedom.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And you can find us all on tvcaptive.com and you can find the actual ASOTV podcast stuff at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, G+, etc., on /ASOTV podcast. For some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. So until next week, we will see you guys later.
Aha, Minecraft. Very nice.
I'm prepared for the zombies.
I know. Nick has 2 real samurai swords downstairs. I mean, stick like a bunch of knives in my pockets. I'll be ready. Bring it.
No.
I'm on a boat. With my swim trunks and my flippy floppies.
You at Kinko straight flipping copies.